First, let's talk about what we mean when we say Ukraine is an oligarchy. When we say America is an oligarchy, we just mean there's too much income inequality and also we really need campaign finance reform. And when we say Putin's Russia is an oligarchy, we mean Putin has a bunch of billionaires who have to act as his capos, or else. But in Ukraine, oligarchy is literal. Everyone who gets rich gets into politics. The reason is called parliamentary privilege. If you have a seat in parliament, you can't be investigated and charged with a crime, unless the rest of parliament agrees to strip you of your privilege. And even a legitimate businessman will need that privilege to avoid getting squeezed by a prosecutor with connections to an even bigger oligarch. So it's financial suicide not to run for office after making a lot of money, either by forming your own party or bribing a major party into giving you a slot on their candidate list. This practice is so widespread that by the early 2000s, oligarchs were buying spots on lists not for themselves, but as speculatory investments. But in Ukraine, there is no class solidarity among oligarchs, mainly because they represent different sectors of the economy and come from different parts of the country, and they regularly attack and snitch on one another in parliament. The Orange Revolution was on a surface level just the victory of one clan of oligarchs over the other. But on another level, it was a revolution in the relationship between the oligarchs and the middle class. Because there's no solidarity among oligarchs, any oligarch could immediately ride to power by throwing in their lot with the middle class civil society groups. Which means in Ukrainian oligarchy, unlike in Russian oligarchy, civil society doesn't get to rule, but it does get to play kingmaker. And that diversification of power redounded down to the media. The news stations all had to compete instead of colluding.